What's up, guys? This is Big D, and once again you're watching Big D Films. Welcome back for another edition of Road Stories, where I tell you guys stories of some of my experiences and things that I've seen out on the road while out riding my bike, either on just a couple hour rides or whether it's multiple day trips. I've got road stories. And for this particular road story, this takes us back to 2016. And staying true to the theme of the month, remember The Undertaker, this was another one of those trips where I was out riding The Undertaker, and this was the 5th year in a row that we were going to Baldwin for the Blessing of the Bikes event. Now, if you've watched the channel for any period of time, you've seen that we've gone to Baldwin many different times. This particular instance was a little different than every other time that we've ever gone. Now, again, a little backstory here, as I like to do. The first year we went to Baldwin was 2012, and it was hot as hell. As like mid-90s, you know, with the heat index, it felt like it was over 100 degrees. We were burning alive that year. Second year, it was also pretty warm, maybe about the 90s, but not quite as hot. From there, the temperature just continued to get worse and worse and worse every single year. It just never failed. It started getting colder each year. We had to start dealing with some rain. Well, in 2016, the weather took the cake for the Blessing of the Bikes in Baldwin. So, again, we do this on a 3-day trip, and first day we go up, it's really cold, it's really rainy, it's terrible. But we get all the way up to the hotel, and I don't even think we even went into town the first day. We just kind of got up there and just, decided we were just going to relax. Well, the next day rolls around, so this is day 2, this is a Saturday. And we decide, okay, it's time to get up, start getting around, get gear and stuff on. Again, it's really cold. You look outside and it just looks like crap. Like, well, suit up, and I might even have had rain gear and stuff on. I don't recall right off the top of my head, but we start riding. Now, we were staying in Reed City, which is roughly about a half hour or so from Baldwin. Trying to get any type of hotel room or anything actually real close to Baldwin is pretty much impossible. So, for the last couple years, we had been staying in this exact same hotel in Reed City, same thing here. But we start going on down the road, right? And we're riding, and it's cold, and then all of a sudden, bam! Right in my face. What was that? And I start looking around, it's hail. We start getting hit in the face going about 60 miles an hour with little bitty hail balls right in the face. You know how much that stung? It stung quite a bit. They're like, you gotta be kidding me. It's the middle of May, right? The Baldwin Blessing of the Bikes always takes place, it's either the third weekend in May every single year. But here it is in the middle of May and we're getting hit with hail. Like, what is this? So we pressed on and we get the rest of the way to Baldwin, and there's not a lot of motorcyclists there. There's still quite a few, don't get me wrong, but nothing like how it normally is. The weather obviously had been scaring everybody away. So we're trying to, walk around town, seeing what it is that we can see. We're stopping at the vendors and stuff. And next thing we know, the wind just picks up. Like some tornado was going to roll through there or something. We got canopies like flying across the road, those pop-up, canopies. They roll and just start tumbling across the street. And we're going, what is going on? And before we can really try to take some kind of cover or something, the snow starts falling. Yeah, you heard me. It's the middle of May, and we get stuck in a snowstorm. We end up with a blizzard in the middle of Baldwin. There we are.
It's snowing now.
I don't know what's happening here. I really don't. The wind is kind of picked up out of nowhere, and there literally are snowflakes falling. I don't know if this camera will pick it up or not, but there's snowflakes. It was the craziest thing. We're sitting here trying to like huddle underneath anything that we can find. Everything's just getting, covered in snow. I'm trying to get food, and I'm standing in the middle of this blizzard. Well, I'm here, and it's snowing. Yeah, this really, really sucks. This is probably the worst weather we've ever had to do this trip with. I mean, look at this crap. Yeah, now it's coming down pretty good right now. I mean, look at this. This little hail spots. And look at this. This really, really sucks. I'd never seen anything like it before in my life. It just dumbfounded everybody that was there. Like, we knew it was cold, but snow in the middle of May? What? We dealt with this for a good portion of the rest of the day. And, we wanted to hang out a lot longer than what we actually got a chance to. And eventually we just decided this isn't even fun. This kind of defeats the whole purpose of why we're even here. If we can't have any fun, if we can't even enjoy ourselves, we're going to turn into popsicles. We stay around too long. So we were there for a few more hours. But, the weather pretty much ruined the Baldwin trip for us that year. So, like, you know what? Let's just go. You know what? This is pathetic. Like, this is terrible. So we get back on the bikes and we head back to Reed City. And, we just hang out. And we're just watching out the window as the snow just continues to fall. At one point, I even went out into the parking lot and I snapped a picture of the Undertaker out in the parking lot, just covered in snow. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. Not in the middle of May here in Michigan. And yeah, it's cold, but it was so weird that 4 years prior to that, we were burning alive. And here it is 4 years later, and we're covered in snow. It was mind-boggling. We were hoping that, for the day to go back home, it would at least be a little bit nicer. But no, I think we even got caught in a little bit of hail that day too. And I tell you, trying to, enjoy a little motorcycle rally covered in snow in the middle of a blizzard absolutely sucks. The only thing that sucks worse than that is trying to ride. The roads are slick. And you get pelted in the face with hail at 60 mile an hour. It absolutely sucks. Luckily, I have never experienced anything like that ever before or ever again since. That was just this one-time freak of nature thing. But I tell you what, it may have ruined this particular trip for us that weekend, but it is one of those things that we still talk about every once in a while to this day. Like, hey, you remember that time that we turned into human popsicles in the middle of May going to Baldwin? Yeah, that was ridiculous. It's just one of those things that it is a good story to look back on, So, that's pretty much the end of my story. I know it ain't very long, but it's one of those things that it's still mind-boggling to think about to this day. So that's the end of my story. If you guys have any stories like this, where you experience some freak of nature type weather patterns while out on the bike that you're not prepared for, go ahead, drop them in the comments. I want to hear your guys' stories. And if you guys liked this story, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on the next road story or the next Shattered Glass Saloon or the next ride that we do. Now, the ride videos, again, I've mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Those may be coming to an end here very soon because, once again, that weather is starting to change and we might not get too many opportunities, at least here in this state, to get out and ride. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed and that you hit the bell so you don't miss out on the next ride video. So again, I hope you guys liked that little story. You can actually check out that entire experience I'll put a link up here in the corner because there's 3 videos, one for each day. I had filmed them right here for Big D Films, so you can actually see it all for yourself. So check that out. And until the next road story, or the next Shattered Glass Saloon, or the next ride, I am Big D. You've been watching Big D Films. And until next time, we will catch you down the road.